Hi everyone. So I thought I'd do a little video about me and who I am, how I sort of got into repairing anvils, and maybe why I don't always release regular videos on YouTube. Basically, I'm a blacksmith type effort. My family owns like an art foundry type thing. I'll show you around there a little bit later in this video. So obviously we work on an anvil all the time, every day, and I found that here in South Africa the anvils were expensive as everywhere else in the world, and I couldn't afford one. But I did find that the anvils with really severely broken edges and bad cutting tables and stuff like that were going for a much better price. So that's how it all started. Was probably like 3 years ago. I bought a nice 153 kg, whatever that is in pounds. I'll just put that in a little right up below. Brooks anvil, and I did a lot of research on how to repair the edges. I joined the Anvil group on Facebook and asked questions, and a lot of them said just leave it, just round the edges off and just work it the way it is. And I thought to myself, but it's not really what I want, you know. I want sharp, crisp edges. We like to work on sharp, crisp edges. I wanted the cutting table to be usable and flat, you know, and I wanted the face to not have any pits and anything like that in them, because obviously that transfers onto our workpieces. So that's how I started researching, and a lot of guys gave me a lot of information on the Anvil group on Facebook. I couldn't find much, unfortunately, on YouTube. Essential Craftsman did edges on a small Peterite anvil, I think it was. That was quite informative. But again, that was obviously a forged anvil with a tool steel plate, so it's a little bit different to working on a cast steel anvil. Cast steel is much easier to work on. Anyways, so that's how it all started, and from there I did my first, the Brooks anvil, and I really enjoyed it. Like, I had a lot of fun, and that's sort of how it started. After that, whenever I had extra money, I would just buy a damaged anvil, you know, and then I would fix it up and just move it on. A lot of knife makers buy anvils from me because obviously they need like pristine anvil faces, and here in South Africa you can't really get new anvils. You can from very selected stores, and they're like ridiculously expensive. It's not like in the States where it's much of a muchness with regards to price. They're expensive here. So most people buy anvils, old anvils, and then they don't repair them. So anyways, that is how I got into doing this. And then I thought, well, as I explained, I think in the first video, I thought to myself, well, I now know sort of what I'm doing, sort of. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not a coded welder or anything like that. I'm a dude that learned how to weld when I was in high school in my garage. And I mean, I've just gotten better at it, you know. People ask me intense questions about the theory of welding. I don't know. I'm a guy that can weld, you know. I weld, obviously I have joined welding groups on Facebook as well, so I mean, I'm always learning. I'm definitely not a pro though. And obviously the reason why you don't see regular footage is because I have a day job. This is not a job for me. I don't do this for money. I make a little bit of money out of it when I sell the anvils, but like I've said before, the anvils really, I buy an anvil and then I sell it for the price that I bought it for, plus materials, and then normally about half of my labor. If I had to calculate my hours of labor per anvil and charge out an hourly rate, it wouldn't be feasible. So basically it is a labor of love. because like I said, I really do enjoy it. And that is why I do this. So I thought I'd show you around. This is my workshop here where we're in right now. I'll show you a little bit around. I'll show you some anvils that I've got here that I need to fix. Yeah, that'll all be in future videos. As you know, we're currently busy with that horn, the heelless anvil. I haven't proceeded on anything there. So I haven't done any work on that for about 2 or 3 weeks, I think. And the reason for that is because we've been flat out busy on the decor side, and I have been sick for a week, so I have not been up to doing any extra work. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the camera now, and then I'll show you from our biggest anvil through to the smallest one. It's a good place to start. And then I'll show you my workshop, which is a little bit more tidy now, now that I've moved things around a bit. And then I'll show you next door, and I'll show you what sort of work I do for a living. And then you'll understand maybe why I don't always get time to tinker around with fixing anvils. So this is our biggest anvil. It's a pre-war Brooks. It's 210 kgs. It's a really nice anvil. I got this from a good friend of mine. The edges are like very nice. On this side, on the working side, the edges are slightly chipped, not badly though. And then obviously that is the main damage, but that is not a lot of work to fix. I just have not got around to it. So yeah, cutting table's not even that bad. Obviously I will, when I do this, because I have to do that, I'll do everything and I'll get this anvil perfect. I'll do the cutting table, I'll do the edges, I'll do everything, and then it'll be a really nice anvil once it's finished. Okay, and this is my little sort of office space, you could call it. Got a little bit of things there, got my toolbox, and then my anvils here. So this is the second biggest anvil that I have. It is a 204 kg Peter Wright. You can see it's very well used. Yeah, I mean, there's the horn is obviously completely, it's knackered. Let me see if I can check that out. It's flattened off there. It's bent over. The whole tip is obviously completely gone. The cutting table is, I don't know what they did here to make that like that, but anyways. And then the worst part, I think, is the fact that the edge of the heel has been cut off, you know, where the pritchel hole goes. So I have to make up a new piece of heel there. It looks like they've really ground a lot down here to try and hide it. If you can see there. I know a lot of Peter Wrights are roughly forged, but on this side it's not that way. So I'm gonna have to do that. That's a big job and it's a heavy anvil, so difficult to move around, but that is it. The face is not bad, there's not much sway, the edges are not too bad, and it rings like a bell. So I will maybe do a video after this of just me hitting each anvil with a hammer so you can hear them ring. Okay, moving on. This is 158 kg. As far as I've been able to find out, it's a KLM, which is an American anvil. I have not been able to find out much about them at all. Everyone says it's a KLM. You can't really see. You can see that's an M. that first letter might be a K, I don't know, and the second one might be an L. But there you can see quite clearly it says 158. So it's a nice anvil. This was my daily anvil before I got my Peter Wright that I made another video about electrolysis dipping. So that was my daily anvil. The edges are not bad. It's got a little bit of sway, as you can see, but really not a bad anvil. It looks like I've got a buyer for this one, so this one's probably going to be going next week. Then I've got this, which is also a 2.5 weight Brooks. Nice anvil. I did another one. I did a restoration video on its partner. They came in together. This one, that one, the other Brooks, and my Peter Wright that I'm using currently as a daily, all came in as a job lot. So this one has a lot of work, like you can see. Edges gone, face gone. Everything around the hardy hole, it's been welded on. There's gouges and huge chunks missing out of there. Something's been welded. I mean, look at this. The damage just is so extensive. That's been welded on with hard facing rod. That'll probably actually just chisel off. And then obviously the horn again, exactly the same as the other one. I think because these three anvils all came from a job lot, this one, the one that I restored, and then that Peter Wright, they all have the same weirdness going on the tips of the horn. So they were probably all used for the same job in the same shop. Anyways, so this one will be in a future restoration video, but again, it's a lot of work, so not anytime soon. But nothing, it's still got a really good ring to it, even although it's so badly damaged. And then of course we've got the Joseph Wilkinson. Yeah, got the Joseph Wilkinson heelless anvil, which we're busy doing a heel replacement on. There is some delamination in the face, so I'm gonna have to really grind out a lot there. So this is also a lot of work. This is a lot of work. But I thought this would make a really nice video. So there the heel is. I haven't done any other work to it. You know, you guys know what's going on here. So I haven't done anything else because, like I said, I've been very busy. It doesn't ring much because obviously it's standing on a table. The only thing that's new that I've done is obviously I moved the workshop around and I made this insert for one of the holes in my table. So you can now get the picture of what I'm wanting to do with this piece of orange plate. There is another insert that I've marked out for that hole, and then this is the insert for that hole. And then this insert here, I'm going to have to weld two pieces of plate together and make one long insert. But you get the point. I mean, that's what it looks like. So I basically want my table to be flat and be able to slide heavy things around on it without it getting caught, which this does. I'm very, very happy with the way this turned out. And basically all I did is underneath here, I welded tags on at 90 degrees like that with a hole in it. And then I just drilled and tapped into the cast iron because you can see the cast iron is very, very thick. So there's plenty of space to drill and tap there. That's what I did there. You can see it's absolutely pouring today. We're getting very, very good rain from my workshop. That over there where that door is open is the workshop where we do our daily work. So I'll take you through there now. Whoa, can't really see in the video, but it is pouring. Look at our road. complete river. Anyways. Okay, so this is the workshop. This is where I spend most of my time. It's pretty big. And then it goes further on around that door, which I'll show you guys. But so this is the workshop. That is my daily anvil, my current daily anvil, which I'm probably going to keep for a long time. It is 186 kg Peterite. It's really nice. I thoroughly enjoy this anvil. It forges well. It's got excellent rebound. It's a really nice anvil to work on. The horn is in great shape. The cutting table is not terrible. It is bad. But I do plan on doing edges and cutting table on this and then just grinding the face. You can see the guys were forging on here today, but there is some pitting, there is some pitting on the face. So we do get some of that coming through on our workpieces, but it's not that bad at the moment. Okay, so what do I do for a living? There is the forge. Everything we make is beaten steel, so we heat it up and we texture it. We do this with hammers that look similar to this. Here's another piece of solid. That's obviously, that is pipe. This over here is pipe. This is solid, so you can see there, that's done with a big hammer down, that big hammer down there. I'll show you guys that now. And then we make stuff like this. So this is a chandelier that we're busy just finishing. This is the second one we've done this month. So hence why the videos have been a little bit on the shy side. So basically these are all cast aluminium leaves. We have birds, which I'll show you just now, that fit on these pegs all the way throughout. These will all get lamp holders that will fit in here. So they have little lamp holders, and that's how it gets lit up. That's the feed side. So we make these links as well. We make our own chain. So the wire comes down the chain, goes in here, and that feeds the whole chandelier with light and electricity. So this takes a lot of time. I'll attach a picture of the one that we just finished and we installed, so that you can see sort of what it looks like when it's done. But this is what it looks like now once all the welding is done, all the leaves have been positioned, the birds have been placed, and this is all just, there's no plan in this. We sort of have an idea in our heads, myself and my father, of what we're wanting to do, and we do this as it goes. You know, we start out obviously with the trunk piece. We make all of the tapers, we beat them, and then we start bending, and we have our main like branch system, and then we go off from there with things like this, branches and leaves, and we do what feels right, and that's how it happens. So that's sort of what I do. We also do other stuff, which I'll show you now. Let me take you over here. Let me just show you some birds. Here's some birds, cast aluminium birds. It's a drongo. These are weavers, sunbirds. So we have a whole range. There's some kingfishers that we still need to cast. So we have a whole range of birds that go on our products. This is where we make our molds. This is sea sand, which we make our molds out of. There's our molds that are busy being made. These are for lamps. These are for more leaves. So we mix the sea sand with a resin and catalyst, which dries hard, and that's how it ends up. These are single-use molds, so every single thing we make has a mold. We cast it when it's like that in the sand, and then we break the mold open, and then we have our finished product, which looks like that. So that's sort of what I do. There's a whole lot of plugs. There's more plugs up there. Plugs are like the mother mold. So we make the sand around these, and then we take them out, and then it's left with a recess, obviously, where we cast. That's how it works. I'll show you guys that just now. This is the big hammer that we use for solids. It is hard faced, and then we beat on this piece of massive channel, what is this, I-beam, because obviously we can't beat on the anvil with that big hammer. We have to beat low down, and I don't want to wreck my anvils with beating such heavy stuff, so we use a piece of I-beam which weighs about 100 kgs. There's some more beaten steel there. Let me just switch on a light here. I don't know if it's going to help much, but there, that helps a bit. Okay, so these are some of the lamps that we do. This one and this one, those are cast aluminium. So that we have plugs for, like that. We make molds, we cast them, we clean all the flash lines off, and it's done. Those are also cast lamps. This over here is beaten steel. So it has a cast aluminium base, which is welded to a piece of steel pipe, aluminium bird, and everything else is steel. So you can get an idea of that. That is in primer at the moment. It still needs to be sprayed. Our colors are rather matte, so that's how that works. Let me show you over here for the plugs. This is just a little tour of the workshop. Here's a whole lot of plugs here. Like I said, these are not final products. These are mother molds. So a lot of the time how we make these is we start out and we wax them. We make a mold out of wax, and then we take that and we cast an aluminium plug, which we call it, out of that. So I mean, that would have been made out of wax. We cast one aluminium plug, and then that is our mother mold. So every single one is the same, and we have a few of them, as you can see. So that's how that works. And basically how we come up with these ideas is either we'll see something cool, or we get customers or interior designers that message us asking for us to make a specific type of shape. They give us a drawing, and we have our artistic flair, which we add, and that's how we end up with that. Okay, and through here we have a little bit of a mezzanine floor, which is up there, where we keep all of our stock, which are finished lamps in primer that just need to have a final coat painted on them, so that we can get those orders out quickly. Those are fast sellers that we have upstairs. Let me just show you. You have an idea of what's going on. So that's how it is. It's all in white primer, so it can either go white or black, and yeah, that's what we do so that we can get the orders out quickly. Down here we have our packaging. So this is where we package and we box, and this is where the highlighting gets done, which is the final coat of paint that we paint over the matte color, which gives it a slight sheen. If you have a look in the light, you can see here there's a matte, and then all the high spots are slightly sheen, so it accentuates the lamp and it gives it a really nice look. So this is the final process. This is more of a clean environment opposed to the dirty casting environment, but that is some finished lamps. So that is why I don't always get videos out every week. I try. I know I said in my first video that I'm not going to try, but I am trying. I've had a lot of support from you guys on YouTube, and yeah, I am trying to get a video out once a week. It is very difficult because I have to juggle all of this stuff as well as family life. So yeah, but I'm glad that I could show you this and just introduce myself a little bit, so that you guys sort of know who you're watching when you are watching my videos, and you can understand sometimes when there aren't videos that have gone out every week. Yeah, it is difficult. I don't always get a lot of free time, so anvils are sort of my pastime. This afternoon I had an hour after work, and I decided to just give you guys a bit of a tour and just tell you a little bit about myself. So like I said in the first video, you're welcome to subscribe, you're welcome to like the videos. You don't have to subscribe because I'm not going to have regular content coming out, and I understand that I watch a lot of YouTube in my spare time, so I know how it works. You know, you don't want to be subscribed to something that's not giving you regular content. So that's that. That's me, and I hope you guys carry on enjoying my videos. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to know that I'm doing something right and that people are enjoying what I'm putting out there. I'm just a guy who welds basically for a living, not really, makes furniture for a living, that enjoys working on anvils. That's me. So yeah, appreciate you guys, and thanks so much, and yeah, stay tuned for whenever more content comes out.